So just like that, the NFL postseason is here. And honestly, it's kind of crazy because I feel like it was just yesterday we were getting all hyped for week 1 and for the season ahead of us. With that being said, though, with postseason football on the horizon, it means predictions time. And in today's video, I'm going to be predicting the total, all of the games of the NFL playoffs in a bracket format so you guys can see who I think will win the Super Bowl and my Super Bowl matchup. With that being said, though, this is a part 1 of this video. This whole bracket is in this video, so don't worry. But a part 2 will be coming out later after the Super Bowl, where I react to this bracket and see if I was right on some things or really wrong on other things. With that being said, though, here is my playoff bracket. Make sure you are subscribed for the next video and notifications on as well. With that being said, here's my playoff bracket. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so as you guys can see on the screen here, we have the NFL 2023-2024 season playoff picture. This is the first time I'm doing this like as a whole video. I did this last year on my like personal TikTok channel where I just did the wild card round. I didn't do the divisional or conference championship or Super Bowl predictions. So we're doing the whole playoff picture today here. Obviously now we know the playoff picture, we know who's in, with the playoffs coming up in the next couple of days, like 2 days really. So tomorrow's Friday, it's Thursday when I'm recording this, so hopefully we get some good games this weekend. So we're just gonna go and like by each division. We're gonna start with the divisional rounds, just go through each one. I guess we will start, let's go left to right. I still have people start with the AFC. I'm gonna start with the NFC here. Our first game is Eagles at Buccaneers. And this one's kind of a weird one because the Bucs have been playing great football as of late. Obviously won the NFC South, which really isn't hard to do because that division is trash. But have played good football. Baker has been on a different level this year, looked very good as a Buck. The Eagles have been reeling. That offense and defense have not looked good the last couple games. Obviously got beaten by the Giants in week 18. So really kind of hard to predict this here. I'm going to go with the Eagles, though. I think, they lost the last time they went to Tampa when Tom Brady was the quarterback like 2 years ago. So I'm going to pick the Eagles here. I think they're the better team. Baker's banged up a little bit here. I don't think he's not going to be 100%. He looked banged up against Carolina, so I'm going to go with the Eagles here. I think this next game will be the most entertaining one. We got the Rams at the Lions. Matthew Stafford going back to Ford Field, and Jared Goff and company hosting him. The first playoff game I think ever hosted at Ford Field, and Matthew Stafford's coming back here. This one I think will probably be the best one. I think this one's on Saturday along with Dolphins Chiefs. I think this will be the highest scoring one. I think it'll be a very good game. It's going to be close. I think Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp are going to be really good. This game, Kyron Williams is a beast so far this season. The Lions offense, Ben Johnson has been phenomenal this year. Great season for them. Dan Campbell, I love him as a head coach. Great head coach. Top 5 for sure. It's kind of hard here because I feel like the Rams are the better team on paper, but the Lions offense is so good. But the problem is both teams are kind of susceptible to the big play. So I'm gonna go Rams here. I feel like the Rams have a little bit more experience. Jared Goff might be one of those games where doesn't start hot and he kind of makes a little bit of mistakes here. I think the Rams get through. I think Puka Nacua is a big factor as well as Kyron Williams here. All right, Packers at Cowboys. This one's fairly easy. I love the Pack, but I think the Cowboys are going to beat this one. They're at home, hosting a playoff game. I think they're going to do what they do at home, what they've done all year. They've basically been undefeated at home all year. They've been phenomenal. CD and Dak are great at home, and I think that the Cowboys are just going to really bring the experience over the Packers. Young team in the Packers. I love Jordan Love. Great season for him. Jaden Reed's been great. Romeo Doubs has been all right. Great young team, but I think that the experience of Dak and the Cowboys, in the playoffs is going to really be a factor in that, and that they're at home. So next, moving on to the AFC here, Texans and Browns here. Now, this is kind of a sneaky good game. CJ Stroud, young Texans team. Honestly, rookie of the year. We all know it's going to be CJ Stroud. Been phenomenal this year. DeMeco Ryans has turned this team around. They look good, they look hungry, and they look young. The problem is, though, this Browns defense is legit. All the way up into the secondary from that defensive line. I'm going to go Browns here. I know, Joe Flacco, people are kind of waiting for that Cinderella story to end here. I think it doesn't end at this point. I think that they beat the Texans in Houston. I know the numbers Amari Cooper put up on them last time was very good, but I think just, again, experience. Joe Flacco's a Super Bowl winner. He's been in the playoffs before, so I think that the Texans will be able to match that, and the defense line will cause a little more problems there. Dolphins and Chiefs is up next here, and this is kind of a toss-up here. Obviously, Miami's been kind of reeling these last couple games, losing to both Buffalo and Baltimore, these last end of the season kind of thing here. The Chiefs have not been good this season. Obviously, the wide receiver core, the receiving core in general, has been very much a letdown for Patrick Mahomes and company here. But to me, I know people are high on the Dolphins still. I'm not particularly high on them, even though I'm a Bills fan. I know we just beat them. We kicked their ass. All right, so, we took away the home field advantage from them. But I do think that when it comes to cold games in Arrowhead, I think the Chiefs are going to be the team to get through and squeeze by this Dolphins team, which I think when you don't have to throw it up to Tyreek and you have to be able to run the ball in like -2 degrees or how bad it's going to be in Arrowhead, I think you want the Chiefs here. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Then finally, Bills-Steelers. I don't think we have to think about this one. I know the Steelers snuck into the playoffs again this year, but I think the Bills are going to take it. I don't know if Kenny Pickett's going to be back for this game. I don't think there's been any reports. It might be Mason Rudolph this game. Either way, he's been playing great football, but the Bills are on a tear right now. And yeah, I'm going to have that. The Bills will be going in instead of the Steelers. Mike Tomlin again sneaks in the playoffs with a 500 record. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. Moving into the divisional rounds here, 49ers and Rams. Rams have 49ers. Give me 49ers here all the way. Not a lot to say here. Look, I know the 49ers and Rams go back and they have history, but the 49ers are the better team than the Rams. They've had their number the last couple of years, and when you get the 49ers at home, I think it's going to be tough for the Rams. Obviously, if you look at Week 18, it doesn't really count. None of the starters really played besides Puka. So I'm going to give me the 49ers all the way here. Cowboys and Eagles. The Eagles would have to go to Dallas here, and I think Dallas will have their number again here. Honestly, they almost beat them, I think in Philly, what was it, like Week 3 or something like that earlier in the season. And then they did beat them at home when they came back, when they started reeling. I think the knockout punch for their season here will be if the Cowboys beat the Eagles in Dallas again. But what am I going to do? The Eagles have not been playing well, and I think they'll sneak into this divisional round, but then they'll get knocked out because they're not playing well. And offensively, they don't look good. Jalen's banged up. A.J. Brown is questionable right now for this weekend. I don't know how that's going to go into next week. But either way, right now, Cowboys and Niners will be in the conference championship. Bills, Chiefs. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Bills fan. Let's go Buffalo, Bills Mafia. And I love my Bills. And we finally would get Patrick Mahomes coming to Orchard Park, coming into Buffalo. I'm going to pick the Bills here. Now, if the Bills lose this game, I'm going to be pissed because we got everything we wanted. We got a good hot streak at the end of the season. We got Mahomes coming to us. He's coming to us next year as well with the opponents, but we don't know when. Either way, we got Mahomes coming to us. Not a very good receiving core. We beat them in Arrowhead. We got to be able to beat them at home. So right now, I'm going to take Bills in this scenario here. Ravens, Browns. We're going to go Ravens. Obviously, the Ravens are the number one seed in the AFC for a reason. But I'll get into my reasoning about the Ravens right now. I think they're better than the Browns 100%. Lamar Jackson's playing at an MVP level. I'll get into the Ravens a little bit later right now. But for right now, I'm going to go Ravens over Browns. I think this is where it ends. It kind of comes full circle. Joe Flacco goes back to Baltimore, but this time he won't be able to win. He loses it here. Cowboys and 49ers, NFC Championship here. Look, I know the easy answer is San Francisco, and I love the 49ers. I think they're a great team. They are the number one seed in the NFC for a reason. They feel like the most complete team. But, part of me is thinking about the NFL scriptwriters here. Wouldn't it be funny? The Cowboys went to San Francisco in week 5, got their ass kicked, and then turned their offense around, gave CD the ball, and they just exploded offensively. Isn't it fitting that they would have to go back to Santa Clara, play that team again that kicked their ass in week 5 in the NFC Championship for a shot at the Super Bowl? Now, I'll be honest, thinking about that and saying that all out loud, I hate the Cowboys, and I hate the Cowboys for a very much reason, because last time I did this bracket last year, I picked the Bucks over the Cowboys, and I got a bunch of stupid Cowboys fans. Not that all of them are stupid, just the ones that are, dumb, gave me a bunch of hate and stuff like that, and just roasted me for reason. That came a little bit personal for me, And the vendetta against the Cowboys was already kind of there, and it became a little bit more, it was more ingrained into me when that happened last year. But I'm not going to let that affect this decision here. It'd be funny. Look, I'll be honest. I love the 49ers. I love them. I think they're a great team. But I'll say this right now. It wouldn't shock me if the Cowboys came into Santa Clara and beat the 49ers. How likely that is? I don't know. I don't know how likely that is. We could very well see what happened last time. What happened last time in week 3 or week 4, week 5, that the 49ers just outclassed the Cowboys. We could very well see that. But I'm not shocked if the Cowboys go into the 49ers and beat them. I'm not. It feels like a full circle moment. My gut is telling me either or can happen. And my gut right now is telling me 49ers, though. After all that, it's telling me 49ers. I'm going to go 49ers here. 49ers will be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl here. Going to the AFC. Bills, Ravens. I'll be honest. I know, this is going to be crazy. Ravens fans, don't hate me for this. I know, it's my team, but I got to be unbiased here. I'm not sold on the Ravens. I'm looking at the camera saying this. I'm not sold on them. I don't know what it is. I'm not sold. Right? And I'll tell you why. No disrespect to Lamar, the Ravens. They deserve to be the 1 seed. They do. They've been the better team. Lamar's played at an MVP level. But I'm not going crazy over this offense. Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely have been great. That offensive line, it's all right. It could be better, right? But I'm not sold. I think, Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, that pass rush, great, phenomenal, well done, right? Maybe it takes my team getting their ass kicked for me to be sold on the Ravens here. I'm just not sold. Like something in me is just not sold. And yes, I watched the Christmas game where the Ravens took on the 49ers and kicked their ass in Santa Clara. I watched it fully. Great game. Great performance by the Ravens. I'm just not 100% sold yet. Like, I'm not. Like, I know they've got a better receiving core. They got Odell, Zay Flowers, and so many other, Gus the Bus and Justice Hill. Adding Dalvin Cook to the playoff run, maybe could be a factor here. I think if the Bills look great offensively, like they did against Kansas City and Dallas, kind of Miami a little bit, these 2 games, I'm gonna, then I'm sold that my Bills are winning this, right? If they go into, if they struggle here and get in by, they're gonna, the Ravens are gonna take it, right? The Ravens are gonna be like a shark smelling blood. But it all depends on these 2 games for this. This doesn't really matter, right? Like, you don't really, you play the rounds, you get their number, you got it, right? But it all depends on these 2 games for me, on the Bills. These 2 games, I think, really depend on what happens here. If Josh Allen comes into this game ready. Now, if he makes a ton of mistakes like Brock Purdy did against the Ravens, it's going to be like San Francisco all over again. But you know what? I'm going to say here, I'm going to go Bills. I'm going Bills. And that's not bias. Ravens, no disrespect at all. I'm not completely sold yet. And maybe, like I said, it will take my team getting their ass kicked for me to be sold on you guys. Niners and Bills. Now, if you would have told me the Bills would be in the playoff picture after that Broncos game, I would have been, I wouldn't have believed you. Here becomes the hard part here. I love both of these teams, so this is like ideal matchup for me. But I love my Bills more, right? Like my Bills, I love them more. And I feel like this season has just been up and down for it to, just it has to be, right? Now, San Francisco's defense is the hard part here because their defense is disgusting. Fred Warner is disgusting. And I don't think Josh Allen has really played a defense, really besides the Ravens, if we win this game, like San Francisco. You could argue it was Dallas, but we beat the brakes off of Dallas. You know what I mean? So you could argue that. Maybe Philly, but I don't think Josh Allen has also played a defense like San Francisco. Now, they're not completely healthy. I will say that. Their defense is not completely healthy. You don't have all the all-star players on there yet. You have all the main ones. Obviously, Tauno Funga's been out for the year. So that would be a big thing here. But I don't know. Like, I think our defense is good if we can get everybody healthy. The problem is Rasul Douglas got hurt in Miami. And that's my worry here. Is that if we don't have Rasul Douglas, it's going to be kind of hard. But let's just say, for the sake of everybody else, we have everybody healthy. I say we take it. We go all the way. Oh, man, it's going to be rough. I'm not 100%. I'm not, you know what? I'm going my gut, Bills Super Bowl. And I don't want to like comment section. I know you guys are going to get me for it. I don't want to sit here and say that I'm being biased, like I'm picking Buffalo and everything. Realistically, it could, the 49ers are about cookies grass. We could see what happened, right? But I just think the momentum we have heading into this year is the best that we've ever had. Like, out of all of the champions, like the AFC Championship run in 2020, those last 3 years, 2021, 2022, this is the best shot I think we have to get to a Super Bowl. And I think this is it. I think the Bills win. Bills beat Ravens, they go. Now, if this happens, right? Like, all right, let's say this happens here. I think 49ers take it. I know what you're saying, like, oh my God, but what happened on Christmas Day? I think they would take that and I think Kyle Shanahan would take that game on Christmas Day and be like, all right, they would fix everything that went wrong. Like everything that went wrong in that game went wrong. But from my, thing, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. That's my playoff bracket. That's how I think it's going to go. But I can easily see it going the other way where if we lose here, that, and the 49ers win it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, that's my playoff bracket. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of it. Let me know. Honest opinions, go right ahead. Tear it up, agree with me, disagree, all for it. I'll take all of it. Let me know in the comment section down below if I picked your favorite team, if I didn't, and if you agree with why I didn't or why I did, everything like that. That being said, though, I've been Josh from S.H.T Sports, and yeah, enjoy the first round of the playoffs. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, and roll that outro.